All right, welcome back to the show. Joining me in the studio, I've got Karen Newell. She's going to be moderating the event tonight at Donovan Pavilion with the Consciousness Series. I've got Eben Alexander and Marjorie Woollacott, right?
Yes, yes.
Thanks for being here, everybody.
Well, thanks.
So you've been traveling around the country somewhat, focusing on a new book you have coming out. But let's talk first about the event tonight with the Vail Symposium and the Consciousness Series. So Karen, you want to kind of start the process and tell us what it's all about?
Yes, well, these are two scientists who have come to realize that there's more to our world than just physical matter, and they're going to be discussing their views on things like what happens when we die and how that matters to us now.
Oh, go ahead, Eben. I'm going to turn it over to you and tell us. We're going to start this panel discussion here, and hopefully you can pick up where we leave off tonight.
Well, it's really just about a revolution in the scientific understanding of the relationship between the brain and the mind that is so revolutionary. And what many people don't realize is that the current scientific investigation is fully consistent with notions like an afterlife and even of reincarnation. And so thinking about consciousness is much bigger than I used to believe before my coma, and many scientists have been into this for decades. But the realizations are very liberating for individual human beings.
So you were in a coma for how long?
For 7 days.
Okay. And at that time, when you came back, you experienced things that you couldn't quite put your finger on in layman's terms, right? Is that
right?
kind of...
Well, basically, all of my memories from before coma were completely deleted. So I had an extraordinary spiritual experience that I talk about in the first book, Proof of Heaven. But the new book, Living the Mindful Universe, and the discussion that we'll be sharing tonight and at the workshop tomorrow is about this revolution in all of scientific understanding. I mean, really, all of the world of neuroscience and philosophy of mind is hot on the trail of this much bigger reality of what consciousness is.
Now, Marjorie, are you both on kind of on the same page, or do you have different perspectives on this?
We are on the same page, but coming from slightly different backgrounds in terms of my being a neurological rehabilitation neuroscientist in the beginning and a materialist, and then having experiences in meditation that said to me, wait a minute, that's not all there is, something else is going on. And then I began doing research on meditation and then beginning to look into end-of-life experiences. And I think what for me is the most important thing about this is that when you really understand one thing we'll talk about, which is terminal lucidity, where people with Alzheimer's disease come back to normal cognitive function like in the last minutes or hours of life, you understand that with a diseased brain, that would be impossible according to the materialist perspective, and yet they do. So it tells us that consciousness is much more than the activity of neurons in the brain. It's fundamental.
Now, do the two of you, we talked a little bit about traveling before, have you traveled around and done this together, or is this your first time together?
First time together.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you've known each other for a while.
Yes.
We have.
And then, Karen, you've been involved with this group for a while, too?
Yes, Eben and I are the ones who actually travel around together.
Oh, okay.
Because we co-authored the book, Living in a Mindful Universe, and we teach people actually using tools of sacred acoustics, audio technology. Sacred Acoustics is a company that creates audio files that help people get into expanded states of awareness so that they can find out for themselves exactly what Marjorie and Eben have discovered.
All right, I'm going to just ask something really a little off the side here. So I listen to binaural beats at times when I go to sleep to kind of to influence like lucid dreaming and things. Is this kind of like a little tiny bit of it?
Exactly.
Like you're kind of, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's great.
Yes.
Okay. So tonight at Donovan Pavilion, the doors open at 5:30, 6 o'clock is when the event kicks off. Tickets are available on the website. Eben, thank you.
Very good to meet you.
We'll
Thanks
check it
for
out. More
having
time
us.
to chat with you. Marjorie,
you.
thank you very much. Karen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, tonight at the Vail Symposium Event Consciousness Series at Donovan, we're going to take it to Maddie next. She has a look at your weather forecast.